Hey everybody, this is your weekly wisdom from Sterling Johnston Real Estate. Today we're going to talk about a concept that I call 5 will get you 20. I learned about this concept from a Brian Buffini video, Brian Buffini being the great real estate coach and mentor. This idea here is that conversation that you dread, that interaction that you dread that might really only take 5 minutes, will get you 20 minutes somewhere on the back end, somewhere in the future. This happens in real estate, in my experience, all the time. It could be a short 5-minute phone call to a client, a listing client, to give them an update. Maybe we're dreading it a little bit because we're not able to give them great news. Maybe it's a phone call to the broker on the other side of a transaction, giving them an update, keeping them apprised of a situation with your client that will impact the transaction and maybe the closing date, for instance. That 5-minute conversation in a situation where we're not excited about making that call, but we know we have to do it, as Brian Buffini says, is going to save you 20 minutes on the back end. But here is what I've learned over the years, that some of those 5-minute conversations, if they are not made, equal 20 hours on the back end, sometimes even 20 days if something turns into a more significant situation like a litigation. So be conscious as you go about your day and you're pausing and you're thinking about that broker on the other side or your client that you should be making that phone call to. Make the phone call. Don't just send them an email. Don't just send them a text. Use the proper form of communication, get on the phone with them, have that conversation, confront whatever the issue is, and you will save yourself time on the back end. It's hard sometimes to believe that because you can't really run an experiment. You don't really know, well, if I make that call, is that going to save me time, or is that just going to be a really difficult conversation that is going to make my life tough right now? Well, I can tell you from experience that every one of these 5-minute phone calls you make, you're going to get it back in multipliers on the back end. So think about this as you go about your day. Take those opportunities, have those conversations, and you're going to save tons of time on the back end and enhance your business in the process. That's your weekly wisdom. Thank you. Go out there and do great things, brokers.